I naturally would make some comments on some contributions as my response goes along. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank yet again the public servants who have done quite a magnificent job in respect of putting the estimates together and the appropriation bill. Mr. Speaker, there was an infantile complaint by some who ought to know better that they're getting the estimates for the estimates debate and the budget debate too late. I want to remind what the practice was when I first arrived in this parliament 17 years ago. The Prime Minister and Minister of Finance at the time, on the Monday evening, would deliver his budget speech. And at that time, at the conclusion of his presentation, we would wait around to get copies of his budget speech and the estimates. The debate was held in a rolled-up fashion, completely in violation of the Constitution. It is we in the ULP, when we're in the opposition, we who pointed out the unconstitutionality of that particular procedure and drew their attention to Section 70 of the Constitution of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Indeed, it took two attorneys general, at least one attorney general and an immediate past attorney general, to concur with our position for the government to cave in. That is how obstinate they were in delivering the documentation to members of parliament earlier. I refer, of course, to immediate past Attorney General at that time, Mr. Parnell Campbell QC, and the then sitting Attorney General, Mr. Carlyle Dugan. We had to endure it for 2 years before they caved in. And Mr. Speaker, we had to respond to the debate the next morning at 9 o'clock. So we had to take this tome and the budget speech what it meant is that we had to prepare ourselves so well in advance to anticipate what was coming in order to provide coherence the next morning. What, as Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, I have sought to do. Usually we will hold the estimates debate on a Wednesday, and the subsequent Monday we'll hold the debate on the appropriation bill, deliver the budget speech. And we would always seek to target no later than the Friday afternoon before the Wednesday. And we always meet that target, save and except in two circumstances when we had general elections in December. For the budget presentation in 2006 January, and for the presentation this year. Mr. Speaker, in order to accommodate the opposition, I put the debate without asking them. One day later, on Thursday, because I knew that we were not going to have it ready on the weekend. But they had it for 3 days before the estimates debate. And of course, for the debates on the budget itself, they had it for a week. I really cannot comprehend this kind of infantile, childlike complaint. It's a griping about everything. It's a whining, W-H-I-N-G. W-H-I-N-I-N-G. Mr. Speaker, after a while, that kind of whining leads one to choops their teeth. Not in polite company, of course. They say, really now? Are these grown-ups? We had an election on the 13th of December. The cabinet was put together on the Sunday following that Monday. Of course, work was being done earlier because the budget call had gone out from the Ministry of Finance in August. And, Mr. Speaker, work was being done before the general election. After the general election and the swearing in of members of cabinet, we had Christmas and New Year. It is a near heroic effort to get the estimates out, printed, and delivered to honorable members before the end of the third week and to have the debate on the 20th. I would say that that is efficient government, excellent governance, rather than an occasion for infantile sniping. Of course, I would have wished, Mr. Speaker, for the matter if I could have had it on the Friday, as I would normally give the honorable members. One of the major players in this, in the preparation, Mr. Speaker, is the budget director. And of course, nobody asks anything. Everybody believes the worst of everything. His mother is very ill, dying, and died while in the terminal preparations of the estimates. Even the night before the presentation on Thursday, as is his duty to put together notes with the Prime Minister, I had to ask the budget director, please go home. At 10 o'clock, he was still at the office. The night before. Now, I leave it to the verdict of the people to see who is reasonable and who is unreasonable. Mr. Speaker, one of the easiest jobs in the world is to be the leader of the opposition in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You get the salary of a minister, you get $100 and something, it's $190, $190,000 or some close to that, to be for the office of the leader of the opposition, And every Monday morning, come on Lynch program and talk anything that comes to your head. You know, you're concerned, deeply concerned, you're worried, serious matter, and call that George. Huh? That's all. No, but of course, I went to sleep last night about 9 o'clock, Mr. Speaker, because I know I had to read this. I know I had to read this at 12:30 last night, the energy sufficiency study, which has just come out, because I wanted to make contributions on the issue of energy today. I am not bemoaning the fact that I have to do it. I asked the people for the job, and they gave it to me. And I thank them very much. But the point about it is this. Those who never run a government department, or those who occupy the office of Prime Minister for 5 months as a kind of hand-me-down, don't understand what it is to be Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, to deal with 10 budgets, especially in these challenging times. They don't have a clue. And some others who come along, they're cocooned inside of a state entity, getting a salary higher than that of the Prime Minister by far. And since then, is dunghill with all kind of mouth, can't run a business, and want to tell persons about how to run certain things which they don't understand, have the slightest clue about. When I speak like this, some Mr. Speaker, say it's arrogance. I don't plead guilty to that charge in this respect. What it is a robust defense against folly. In this budget debate, Mr. Speaker, there's 7 representatives and 2 senators from the opposition spoke for a total of 10 hours. And they did so without proffering any coherent strategic framework for the socio-economic development of this country, and they offered little or no specific suggestions or proposals to tackle this or that problem or challenge in our country's society and economy. What we got was a lot of griping, empty political posturing, while pleading for reconciliation, falsehoods, half-truths, and ignorance about the actual business of running a country. It was frankly, Mr. Speaker, an amazing display of collective and individual ignorance. Ignorance in the sense of not knowing. If anyone had come from Mars or nearby looking for a grown-up adult conversation of our nation's economy, its challenges and possible solutions, none they would have heard from the opposition. Frankly, it amounted to 10 wasted hours. Mr. Speaker, among the most important matters in any budget are the revenue measures. There are several of them which I laid out in my speech.